Well, I think it's a little easier this year because we were able to work with them. Last year we weren't able to do anything in the spring or in the summer, which made it a little bit more difficult. And even this time of the year, we were probably in smaller groups, so it's been easier to put things in. I think we have a lot more familiarity. And I think the older guys, or the new guys, especially the older guys that transferred in, have a pretty good clue. They all played good programs.
Is everybody cleared, good to go now? Anything?
Winston's out still. Okay. He's cleared, but he's hurt. So he's had 7 weeks on his knee surgery, and we're hoping he's able to do some limited stuff on the court, but he's not allowed to do contact stuff. So we're hoping for another week.
Okay.
It would have been real easy to kind of just lay down a little bit with all these guys leaving and just bring in whoever you could. You went out and got some good guys.
I like the guys we got. I think Vance, is a proven guy. He's put up numbers at UConn and New Mexico. Obviously, Winston has. Frank, I think, is going to be a good addition. And then, we've got 4 guys essentially that started a lot of games for us back. And I think with some extra shooting and some familiarity, I think we'll be even stronger.
How much different do you think this team will play than last year? Obviously, given Jaden's departure and the new guys coming out.
I'd like to play faster. I thought we were playing a little faster last year, and obviously we had, I think the COVID shutdowns affected our offense more than our defense, as it did with everybody else. But I thought I'd like to play fast, and I think we can obviously, statistically, we need to shoot the ball better from 3, which hopefully we will.
Talk about those COVID shutdowns, how that kind of affects the team's mindset and how you go about practice and stuff, because now hopefully this year without those, things can be a little bit more consistent.
Well, I think the one thing about it is, you're still going to lose guys for 16 days with a positive test. The good news is that you're not going to have guys contact traced. At one point last year we had 4 guys. So that hopefully you won't get to that type of situation. But I still think you have to, we're obviously worried about when you lose a guy here and there because the 16 days and not, the 10 days of sitting out, I don't think you can get back in shape in 6 days. I don't know if you guys can get back in shape in 6 days after sitting around the house for 10 days. I know I can't. Jody can. Jody's a stellar athlete, so guys like him can do that. But I just think from that type of standpoint, I think it makes it a lot harder. But hopefully this year we won't have as many disruptions. It was rough on a lot of people last year.
You bring in a guy like Vance who can shoot it from outside and do a little bit of damage inside. What's that do for you guys along the perimeter?
Well, I think being able to stretch the defense. In spring and summer, we spent a lot of time in shooting and skill development. I think we got better on the perimeter.
There's always attention on the new guys with Suggs, Newton, Tremont, Muji being back. How important, and JJ as well, those guys for them to make it?
JJ has been unbelievable as far as trying to help the young guys. He's been a really good leader. Those guys have really done, Brandon, all those guys have done a really good job of trying to educate those guys and put them in position to be successful, helping them. You're not supposed to be here on the floor, get a little bit higher. I think those are the type of things as you build a program that the players coaching the players coaching each other helps also.
What's the next step you think for Tristan? Is it just consistency?
Well, I think he had a weird year last year. He went, I thought he got off to a decent start, and then coming out of COVID protocol, essentially he got hurt. He had to put on some weight during COVID, and then hurt his knee. And I don't think he probably lost his confidence a little bit. And then, we had the second shutdown. We didn't get in the gym much. So I do think he'll bounce back. I think he worked hard when he went home with his dad and with his brother, and he's been working hard since he's been back with us.
A lot of times between now and tip-off, but have any of the young guys, the freshmen, caught your eye yet?
I think that RJ has done some really good things. They've all done some good things. Marlon was a little bit of a late start because he was quarantined coming in from Canada. But all those guys have done some things that you're saying they can help us. Javon, I think having played at an elite high school program, playing against Ty Washington every day really helped him. He's mature. I think he makes good reads, and I think he's got a pretty mature game for a freshman.
What do you feel like is the biggest thing you got to do to get this group together between now and the first game?
I think we need to do a lot of team stuff. I think we've been able to get in some more stuff and do some drills that we hadn't been able to do. Last year was a wash at this point, but I think conceptually these guys have a little bit better feel, and I think we've got more stuff. I feel more comfortable that these guys have a grasp of what we're trying to do.
How do you look at a team building stuff? Do you do that kind of stuff off the court?
Yeah, we've done boxing. We'll do some other stuff. Last year you couldn't do anything. You couldn't assemble as a group. And I do think with the tailgating, we've had some meals. We did the boot camp. We did it a little bit differently this year because of some injuries. But I think all those things have enabled these guys to spend some more time. And I think even little things like guys being able to hang around the locker room. That doesn't sound like a big thing, but the first football game, our guys were in and out of the locker room watching games and watching us play the Gamecocks. And I think those type of things are good for the guys.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks.